You've probably heard it all your life. Eat more fruit, it's healthy. But after 60, what used to be helpful might now be silently working against you. It sounds surprising, even unfair. How could something as innocent as a piece of fruit possibly weaken your legs, drain your energy, or make you feel more unstable on your feet? Yet that's exactly what can happen when your aging body, your slower metabolism, and your declining muscle mass meet the wrong kind of fruit at the wrong time. Let's start with bananas. They're the golden child of health snacks, everywhere from gym bags to breakfast tables. Easy to peel, quick to eat, and rich in potassium. But here's what almost no one tells you. Bananas only help if your body is ready to use the sugar they provide. If you're still active, walking often, working in the yard, lifting groceries, dancing, they're a decent fuel. But if your lifestyle has slowed down and you're spending more time sitting or doing light household tasks, that same banana becomes a sugar bomb. One medium banana holds about 14 grams of sugar. And while it's natural, your bloodstream doesn't really care. Without fiber, fat, or protein to slow it down, that sugar enters fast. Your insulin spikes, doing its best to store that sugar safely, usually as belly fat. Then your blood sugar drops quickly, leaving you tired, foggy, or craving more. That's not just aging. That's an unstable glucose pattern that can wear you down day after day. Worse, bananas can create a mineral imbalance in older adults. While they're high in potassium, they're low in magnesium, and these two minerals work as a team. If you're already low on magnesium, which many seniors are due to age, stress, and medication, loading up on bananas might actually worsen muscle cramps and nighttime leg spasms. Ironically, many older adults reach for more bananas to solve those cramps, not realizing they may be making things worse. So does that mean bananas are bad? Not exactly, but they need to be eaten with intention. If you've just been physically active, taking a walk, lifting something heavy, even doing chores that make you sweat, a banana might help your body recover. But eating one while watching TV or just because it's healthy will backfire. Your body will store the sugar, not burn it. And over time, that leads to fatigue, insulin resistance, weight gain around the midsection, and reduced circulation, especially in the legs. If you love bananas, don't panic. Just upgrade how you eat them. Never eat a banana on its own. Add a little protein or fat to slow digestion. Maybe half a banana with almond butter, or blend it into a smoothie with greens and seeds. Most importantly, don't eat them every day. For a more sedentary lifestyle, once or twice a week after movement is enough. And if you've noticed energy crashes after breakfast, belly weight that won't budge, or recurring leg cramps at night, try removing bananas for 2 weeks and watch what changes. In their place, choose fruits that are lower in sugar and higher in fiber, like berries or green apples. Add magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, leafy greens, or even a square of dark chocolate. Support your muscles with minerals, not just sweetness. The truth is, after 60, your body speaks louder. It tells you when it's out of balance, through pain, fatigue, bloating, or stiffness. You just have to listen. Bananas aren't evil, but they're not neutral either. Every food is either helping your legs stay strong or slowly wearing them down. And sometimes the first step to better mobility and energy is questioning what you always thought was safe. Grapes seem harmless, even virtuous. A handful here and there, a bowl after lunch, or a little snack while watching TV, they feel like a much better option than cookies or chips. You've probably heard they're full of antioxidants, good for the heart and helpful for circulation. But as we age, what once worked for us in our 30s may quietly become a burden in our 60s. And grapes, sweet as they are, can quickly turn into one of the sneakiest culprits behind fatigue, swelling, and weakened circulation. The truth is, grapes are almost pure sugar wrapped in a natural skin. Just 15 to 20 grapes, barely a small handful, can contain more than 20 grams of sugar. That's more than many candy bars, but because they don't come with a warning label or look processed, we treat them as guilt-free. Unfortunately, our aging metabolism doesn't process sugar the way it once did. As insulin sensitivity declines and blood vessels stiffen with age, the sudden glucose spike from grapes can set off a chain reaction that your body struggles to manage. You may not notice it at first, but the signs begin to creep in. Puffiness in the fingers, swollen ankles by the afternoon, heaviness in the legs, or that strange tight sensation around the calves. These symptoms aren't just aging, they're signs your body is overwhelmed. Every time you snack on grapes, especially without protein or fiber, you send a surge of sugar into your system. That sugar floods your bloodstream, causes insulin to spike, and then crashes, leaving you more tired and less stable. For older adults already dealing with prediabetes, high blood pressure, or slow circulation, grapes can quietly fuel inflammation. That inflammation doesn't just stay hidden, it weakens the capillaries that feed your legs and feet. Blood has a harder time flowing downward and returning to the heart. Over time, this can worsen conditions like varicose veins, neuropathy, restless legs, and even increase the risk of falls. And here's where things get more dangerous. Most seniors snack on grapes between meals, when digestion is slower and insulin levels are more erratic. With nowhere to go, that sugar is converted to fat, usually around the belly, the liver, and the arteries. It's ironic, isn't it? A fruit known for heart health may actually be undermining your heart and mobility if it's eaten in the wrong way at the wrong time. Now let's talk about another summer favorite, watermelon. It's hydrating, it's nostalgic, and it feels light. But for older adults, especially those who aren't very active, watermelon can become a metabolic landmine. That's because watermelon is more than 90% water, but the rest is mostly sugar. And since it contains little fiber, no fat, and no protein, it digests incredibly fast. That fast digestion leads to a rapid blood sugar spike, faster in fact than white bread. If you're in your 60s or beyond, your pancreas doesn't produce insulin as efficiently as it used to. Your blood vessels may already be under pressure, and your muscles may be less responsive. Eating watermelon, especially on an empty stomach, sends your glucose skyrocketing and crashing. You might feel an energy rush, then dizziness, leg heaviness, or mental fog within the hour. And if that cycle continues, snack after snack, your microcirculation suffers. Microcirculation is your body's delivery network. It feeds your eyes, your fingers, your feet, and your brain. When blood sugar spikes become regular, these small vessels become inflamed and dysfunctional. The early warning signs often look like just getting older: cold hands and feet, tingling, slower wound healing, lightheadedness when standing. But they're not just age, they're consequences of poor metabolic choices. Watermelon also has another hidden cost. Because it's mostly water, but lacks minerals like magnesium, sodium, or potassium, it actually doesn't hydrate you well. Instead, it passes right through you. You may find yourself urinating more, then feeling oddly tired, thirsty, or dizzy afterward. That's not hydration, that's electrolyte imbalance. And when your muscles and organs are already working harder to keep up, losing more fluid can only make things worse. But you don't need to give up fruit altogether. The goal isn't restriction, it's precision. Choose fruits with lower sugar, more fiber, and a slower digestive impact. Berries, like raspberries and blueberries, support your circulation without spiking your glucose. A few slices of green apple with cinnamon or a pear with skin provide sweetness without the metabolic chaos. And always eat fruit with meals, not alone. Pair it with a protein, a handful of nuts, or a slice of cheese to blunt the sugar impact. You're not being punished. Your body is simply asking for more support, more thoughtfulness. Aging doesn't mean giving up joy or flavor, it means eating smarter. When it comes to grapes, watermelon, and other high-sugar fruits, it's not about whether they're bad. It's about whether they're the right match for your biology now. If your legs are swollen, your energy crashes in the afternoon, or you feel foggy after eating fruit, your body is speaking clearly. Health isn't just about what a food once did for you. It's about what it's doing to you now. Canned fruit and syrup may look harmless. Soft peaches, sliced pears, or chunks of pineapple floating in golden liquid, served with a spoon and a smile. After all, it's fruit, right? It's not cake. It's not a donut. But for older adults, especially those dealing with slow circulation, fatigue, or swelling in the legs, this healthier choice is quietly damaging your body from the inside out. Once fruit is canned in syrup, it stops being nourishment and becomes a metabolic burden. That sweet syrup, especially when made with high fructose corn syrup, isn't just empty sugar. It directly overwhelms your liver, spikes your blood sugar, and inflames the delicate lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium. And when the endothelium becomes inflamed, blood struggles to flow freely, especially to your legs and feet. That's when you start to feel it. Swelling in the ankles, tingling in your toes, heaviness in your thighs when walking, even needing to sit down more often without knowing why. What's worse is that these signs don't scream for attention. They whisper. Quiet, persistent whispers that make you believe it's just age. But aging shouldn't feel like your legs are dragging or your balance is slipping. If you're eating canned fruit and syrup regularly, after breakfast, as dessert, or straight from those small plastic cups handed out in hospitals or care centers, you may be flooding your system with sugar that your body simply can't handle anymore. Processing strips away the fiber that once helped slow digestion. The fruit's natural structure is broken down by heat. What remains is soft, nutrient-light flesh that digests almost instantly, rushing sugar into your bloodstream like candy. And your body, especially after 60, can no longer buffer that impact. That's why a small cup of canned peaches can spike your insulin and destabilize your energy without ever leaving you full or satisfied. Now let's talk about another silent disruptor, dried fruit. It sounds innocent. Raisins in a salad, dates with almonds, a few dried apricots after dinner. But once fruit is dried, the water is gone and the sugar inside becomes hyper-concentrated. A single date can have more sugar than a cookie. A handful of raisins, the sugar content of 2 cans of soda. And because dried fruits are small and easy to chew, they're easy to overeat, tripling your sugar intake in a matter of minutes without realizing it. That sudden sugar rush causes blood glucose spikes, followed by crashes, draining your energy, fogging your mind, and tightening your joints. Even worse, dried fruits are dehydrating. Without water, they absorb fluid from your system to be digested. So instead of hydrating you, they dry you out, making muscle cramps, constipation, or dry mouth even worse. Some are coated with oils or preservatives like sulfur dioxide, which can irritate sensitive digestion or breathing in seniors. Still not convinced? Think about your legs. Tight calves, restless legs at night, shaky steps on stairs, or that weird sense of imbalance in the kitchen. These aren't just coincidences. They're symptoms. They're your body telling you that something as small as a handful of raisins might be throwing off your mineral balance, blood sugar, and hydration levels. And when those 3 things fall out of sync, circulation and strength begin to fail. Another popular choice among seniors is mango, often blended into smoothies or eaten overripe for its sweetness. But overripe mangoes are loaded with sugar and low in fiber. For a body already sensitive to blood sugar, this spells trouble. Your insulin response weakens. You may feel a quick lift followed by dizziness, heaviness in the legs, or an energy crash an hour later. It's not that mango is bad, it's that it's mismatched for a slower-moving aging system when eaten too frequently or without balance. So what should you do? You don't have to eliminate fruit. You just have to choose wisely. Swap syrupy canned fruit for fresh, whole fruits. If fresh isn't available, use frozen or those packed in water or their own juice. Then rinse and drain to reduce sugar exposure. Limit dried fruit to tiny portions and always eat them with something that slows sugar absorption, like nuts or yogurt. And treat fruit as a part of a meal, not a standalone snack. Look for fruits that protect your blood vessels and support your energy instead of draining it. Berries, especially blueberries and raspberries, are rich in antioxidants and low in sugar. Apples with the skin offer fiber to regulate blood sugar. Avocados, technically a fruit, are full of potassium and healthy fats that help maintain muscle tone and leg strength. At this stage in life, every bite either supports your body or slowly weakens it. You deserve food that aligns with how your body works now, not how it used to. If your legs feel weaker, your balance more unstable, or your energy inconsistent, it might not be just age. It could be the wrong fruit in the wrong form, showing up in your diet far more often than you think. Because when your legs go, your freedom goes with them. And what you eat day in and day out can either keep you moving strong or quietly hold you back. Choose fruit that honors your biology, your strength, and your future.